What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Game Sauce. I have a little bit of a confession to make today. I didn't really pay attention to the news surrounding, the biker update that just recently came out. And the reason for that is I kind of figured when I heard the name of it, the biker update, I kind of figured it would just be one of those updates where they give you some new vehicles, some new clothes, stuff like that. Nothing that really impacts the game. But boy, was I wrong. I'm a little bit late on this video because I actually didn't start playing the biker DLC until a week after it came out, so I didn't realize all of this crazy stuff. But there's some serious potential here to make some serious cash. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to make as much money as possible with this update. There is but one disclaimer that I have to mention before we start anything. If you're planning on using the method that I'm about to show you on its own, you're not really going to be making that much money. The beauty of this system is that, things kind of happen in the background and there's very minimal user effort involved. It's more just waiting. So if you do everything that I'm about to show you and then go do a different money making method while you're waiting for this one to complete, it's going to end up making you a lot of money. But this just on its own isn't really going to do a whole lot for you. That being said, if you're familiar with the Finance and Felony DLC, with the whole CEO system, on the surface, the biker update is actually very similar to that one. But at the same time, it's different enough to the point where I can actually recommend this one, because you guys all know where I stand on the whole CEO crate missions and all that. So the way that this update works basically is to become a president of a biker club, you need to buy a Clubhouse, which can be very comparable to, like the CEO offices, I suppose, and then you can buy different types of factories that will generate you, product that you can later sell. There's document forgeries, weed farms, counterfeit money factories, meth labs, and crack houses. Those are the 5 options, each with their varying locations. Those things need supplies, which you can either buy or steal from other, they're gangs or something. I don't know. It depends. It's just missions to go and steal the supplies, basically. And once you have those supplies, your factories will actually generate the product for you, and all you have to do is sell it. So it is very similar to the CEO things, but there's one major difference that really sets these apart. Or actually 2 major differences, I guess. The first one is the fact that you can either, like I said, you can either buy the supplies, which will be there instantly. You don't have to buy them and then go retrieve them like you did in the CEO missions. These ones you can just buy them and then they just show up. That's it. Or you can steal them, which is 100% free, and it is very similar to the CEO buy missions, but again, it's free. You don't have to pay money to do that, which is really nice. Also, you really don't have to do it as often as the CEO ones. To fill a warehouse, you need to do those missions a lot. To get supplies, I only had to do like 2 or 3 of those missions every once in a while, so it wasn't a big deal. You definitely have to do a lot less work with this. And then the second way is that the product that I was talking about that gets generated from this is all done behind the scenes. You don't have to do anything with that. You just have to make sure that that your factory is supplied with supplies, and then it takes care of all of the rest. And the only other thing that you have to do is go sell it once your factory fills up. So a lot of this can be done while doing other missions or other money-making methods. It just matters that you're in GTA Online. You can be doing anything else. You could go back and do CEO missions or VIP missions or whatever, and this will all still be happening in the background without any effort from you. So basically, really all you have to do is just a few of the supply missions, or you can just buy them if you want to do it a quicker way, or you can, go out and steal the supplies, which again is free. So really there's not a lot of risk involved. The only money that you have to spend is buying the Clubhouse and the factory, which actually can be expensive. It's going to cost you at a minimum to start making any money at all, $850,000. And to do what I'm actually going to show you, the guide that I'm going to show you that's going to kind of maximize your profits with this DLC, you're going to need 2.51 million, which does sound like a ton, but it's actually not going to take you very long to make that money back. And that's the great part about what I'm about to show you. I understand that most of you probably do not have $2.5 million in GTA Online, and you can do heists or, you know, CEO missions if that's your thing, or, lucky for you, you can click on the card that's popping up on your screen right now, or go down below in the description and check out my video of my favorite money-making method, the VIP missions, and how to utilize those to be able to make the 2.5 million that you're going to need for this very quickly and easily. Or if spending that much just isn't your thing, there are other combinations of things in this DLC. You know, you could buy a different factory or whatever that could make it cheaper for you. And if you want to get really crazy with it, this guy on Reddit, his name is, he made this awesome spreadsheet that will give you the exact amounts of money you can make with each different factory, and it'll actually tell you just how long it'll take you to make that money back, which is pretty interesting. So if you want to get really crazy and dive deep into the statistics of this DLC, you can check that out. Otherwise, I'm going to show you my experience with this, and again, I don't know if this is the best way. There might be combinations that are better, but this is the best way that I found, and this is the way that I like to do it. So I actually ended up buying the Sandy Shores Clubhouse for two reasons. One, it was very cheap. I think it's actually the second cheapest option, the first being only $10,000 cheaper, so it wasn't a huge deal. The second is, and maybe you guys should consider this too, I spend a lot of time in the city, basically because that's where everything kind of goes down in GTA Online. You know, that's the most populated area by far with online players most of the time. So I kind of wanted to switch it up a bit, so I bought it out in the Sandy Shores area, obviously in the Blaine County district, I guess you could say, in the countryside or whatever you want to call it. And I found that to be a little bit more entertaining because I didn't spend a lot of time there ever, and it kind of gives me it makes it feel like a different game in some sense just because it's a new location. So I chose that for those two reasons. Now, once you get a Clubhouse, you're going to notice that you're going to have the option to buy a factory, which I mentioned before. I opted to the Crack House factory, I guess you could call it. And the reason for that is I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that that one makes you the most profit. We'll get into the details of how much in a little bit. But one thing you should know is the crack houses do cost more than all of the other factories. Not by a ton, but just a little bit more. And once you buy a factory, you're going to notice that you're going to have some options for upgrades, which you can see on the screen right now. One of which is an equipment upgrade, which just speeds up the productivity, I guess, as well as a staff upgrade. They both do the same thing, but I recommend getting both of those so that you can make the most possible money. As far as the security upgrade goes, my understanding is that it only really helps prevent your factories from getting attacked or seized by the cops or whatever. At least that's what I've heard. It doesn't have any effect on the cash you generate or the profit you generate. So I didn't end up getting that, and I still haven't gotten attacked, and it's been about a week now. So honestly, I don't think that's a huge deal or something that you really need. If there are other things that that's good for, I don't really know about them right now. So if you buy a Clubhouse, the cheapest one that is, you buy the cheapest crack house that I just mentioned, and you buy those two upgrades that I was just talking about, that's where I get the 2.51 million from. So you're probably asking, how much can I make with this? If you do exactly what I told you, you're going to be able to make 420,000 based off of this awesome Reddit post that I found by this guy. He compares and contrasts all the different factories, how much they cost, how much time it takes to, you know, generate the stock or the product from each one of them depending on which upgrades you have. And it's super helpful. His name is below the graphic right now. You can also find the link to this post in the description so you can check out all of the other information. It doesn't only have the information that I'm showing you right now. It has all kinds of information based on prices and things like that of all aspects of the DLC. I'm also going to be linking the Biker DLC mega thread from Reddit in the description as well. So if you want to do your own research and find the best method for you, you can do that. But getting back to the topic here, you're going to be able to make $420,000 every 5 hours. And I know you're probably thinking that that's not really that much money. And that's true. For 5 hours of work, even though it's not really work, I guess, because you're just kind of waiting around for it to happen, it does take a long time. And that's why I said in the beginning of the video that just doing this alone isn't really going to be super beneficial. But the reason that this is great is you can just play the game. You can do VIP missions, heists, whatever you want. And in the meantime, this is going to be generating product for you. And every 5 hours, you're going to be able to sell $420,000 worth of product. And that's where this method really shines. It's just an extra $420K every 5 hours. And with minimal effort, you can just play the game. And then every 5 hours, you're just going to get some of this. And it really does make a good like supplement to whatever other method you're using. Or if you just want to play the game and have fun and in the background make some money, that's something you can do too. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you learned something from this video or it helped you out, please give it a like. You have no idea how much that helps me out. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, subscribe if you haven't already, and check the description for all of those links to those various Reddit posts. Also, be sure to check out my latest money-making guide. It really helped a lot of people out, and it'll probably help you out too. Link for that will also be in the description. But without wasting any more time, guys, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.